Hello everyone. In the previous video, we have discussed sample collection and transport for the COVID-19. In today's video, we will discuss what are the important biochemical parameters which are done for the prognosis as well as for the treatment of COVID-19. To download lecture notes and other interesting stuff related to biochemistry, please visit website biochemistrybasics.com. These are my references. The first and important biochemical parameter is C-reactive protein. CRP is an acute phase protein. It serves as an early marker of inflammation or infection. So during infectious or inflammatory diseases, CRP level rises rapidly within first 6 to 8 hours and it achieves the peak level of up to 300 to 350 milligram per liter after 48 hours of infection or inflammation. This is the picture or graph showing the comparison between CRP and ESR. These are the days post-stimulation and these are the CRP serum concentration. As we have already discussed that CRP achieves the peak level of up to 300 to 350 milligram per liter after 48 hours. CRP is raised by up to 50,000 times in acute inflammation. It is overproduced when induced by cytokines and also during tissue destruction as occur in COVID-19. Now, rise in CRP level positively correlates with the COVID-19. So when a pathogen enters our body, inflammatory cytokines will be overproduced to fight against it. And when it hyperactivates, it can damage lungs and other internal organs. This is the graph showing the correlation between the CRP level and the diameter of largest lung lesion. So from the graph, it is evident that CRP levels are positively correlated with the diameter of lung lesion and severe presentation. And this CRP levels are correlated with the level of inflammation and its concentration level is not affected by various factors such as age, sex and physical condition. The IFCC, that is International Federation of Clinical Chemistry and Laboratory Medicine, has suggested CRP as one of the markers to evaluate the severity of infection, prognosis and therapeutic monitoring. And the CRP is tested together with other clinical parameters for initial evaluation and follow-up of coronavirus infection. Second important biochemical marker is D-dimer. So first we will see how this D-dimer is formed. So first, bleeding occurs. Second stage is clotting process is activated to stop this bleeding. Once this clotting process is activated, clot is formed and bleeding is stopped. Then fourth stage is this clot is naturally degrades. And the last stage is there is a release of D-dimer. So we can say that D-dimer is the protein which is a clot degradation product. D-dimer is one of the protein fragments produced when blood clot get dissolved in the body. And the D-dimer is commonly elevated in the patients with COVID-19. The triggering of host inflammatory reactions results in increased production of inflammatory cytokines that activates the coagulation process. The associated coagulopathy, that is impaired clot formation, results in elevated D-dimer level. So that is the etiology behind increased level of D-dimer seen in patients of COVID-19. First, virus enters the body. Body overproduces cytokines to fight against virus, which causes the cytokine storm. This cytokine storm causes internal infection and inflammation, which results in internal bleeding. And due to internal bleeding, unwanted clots are formed throughout the body. This clot degrades and releases the D-dimer, and ultimately D-dimer level in the blood increases. Third important marker is ferritin. So ferritin is the protein which stores the iron in the human body. So body absorbs the iron from our food, and the majority of this iron is used for the production of RBCs, and the remaining is stored as ferritin in liver, muscles and spleen. Now high levels of serum ferritin. So ferritin is able to activate macrophages, and once these macrophages are activated, they begin to secrete cytokines. At low concentration, these cytokines are safe for the body and they help to protect the body against the virus and bacteria. At high levels, the so-called cytokine storm develops, which can be very lethal for the aged people. Thus, hyperferritinemia, that is increased level of ferritin, has been associated with increased illness severity and adverse outcomes in COVID-19. An increase in serum ferritin levels has previously been shown to parallel the rise in CRP, particularly at the onset of infection or inflammation. Now, relationship of ferritin with COVID-19. So, coronavirus enters the body, it causes the cytokine storm. Cytokine storm causes the internal infection and inflammation, which results in the cell damage. And when cells are damaged, ferritin, which is stored inside the cell, is released to blood, which results in hyperferritinemia, that is increased level of ferritin in the blood. So first, virus enters the body. The body overproduces the cytokines, which are the chemical, quickly to fight against the viruses, and this is called as a cytokine storm, which results in internal organ inflammation and infection. The internal organ inflammation and infection causes the CRP to shoot up rapidly within 6 to 8 hours of infection, which results in high level of CRP. And due to this high inflammation and infection, it causes the internal bleeding, resulting in many internal clots. And when these clots are degraded, D-dimer will be released. So therefore, high levels of D-dimer. And when cells are damaged, the ferritin stored inside the cell will be released into the blood, which results in high levels of ferritin. So these are the various etiology behind high level of CRP, high level of D-dimer and high level of ferritin, which is seen in patients of COVID-19. Another important biochemical parameter is IL-6, that is interleukin 6. So interleukin 6 is a pivotal cytokine in chronic inflammatory and autoimmune disease. And this IL-6 mediates different signaling mechanism for different pathological states. As we have already discussed that in COVID-19 there is a cytokine storm which results in release of various cytokines and chemokines including IL-6, and this cytokines causes the capillary leak syndrome which results in multiple organ failure like ARDS, cardiovascular shock, DIC, that is disseminated intravascular coagulation, and renal failure. The release of these cytokines and chemokines including IL-6 causes the ARDS, that is acute respiratory distress syndrome, or macrophage activation syndrome in various patients with COVID-19. These are the biochemical parameters which are included for the monitoring of COVID-19 patients. So first, there is a pro-inflammatory response which results in cytokine storm. As a result of that, there is an increase in the WBC count, neutrophil count, procalcitonin, CRP, ferritin, IL-6 and ESR, and there is a decrease in the lymphocyte count, eosinophil count and platelet count. And there is also alteration in various profile, like there is an increase in markers of hepatic profile like AST, ALT, GGT, total bilirubin and LDH. There is also increase in the various cardiac markers like troponin, N-terminal proBNP, myoglobin, CKMB, D-dimer and PT timing. And there is also increase in various renal markers like creatinine and blood urea nitrogen. So this is the picture showing the various biochemical parameters which are included in the prognosis as well as for the treatment of COVID-19. These are my references. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe Biochemistry Basics by Dr. Amit, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you can get all the notifications from it.